Hello, it's Rashida and I have a project life process video for you. I'm starting out here using a Simple Stories page protector that has three 4x6 photo slots and one 6x12 photo slot or photo pocket. So as you can see, this 6x12 pocket is not exactly 6x12, it's slightly larger than that. So I'm using a piece of paper from the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie paper pad to accommodate for that extra space at the top. So I'm just figuring out how to get that proportionately correct, and I'm going to use my I'm going to adhere it first and then use my Tonic paper trimmer to trim the excess off. And so the paper that I'm using, the larger paper, the 6x12 paper, is from Bazzill, and it came in a paper pack from Tuesday Morning, and it's real nice quality paper, like it's a thick quality. So I thought it would be great to fill in this pocket. Not to mention the colors are fairly neutral. So I'm just getting this down and trimmed up, and the rest of the cards that I'm using, the green card that you can barely see there that says The Weekend, that is from a Kelly Purkey kit. And so the photos that I have are 3x4, so what I'm doing is just using a 6x12 using a 4x6 card to adhere the photos to, so that they're not just floating around in the pockets. So I'm using this Amanda Rose stamp that says "I ate this, yum," and I use the Ton ink. I think it's a dye-based ink, and I stamped it twice, and so I didn't exactly line it up correctly when I stamped it again. So I'm going to end up covering it up and like restamping. So these feathers, they're vellum feathers from Studio Calico, and I really like these. These are so nice as an embellishment, and the colors are great, and I thought they looked nice on this card. And so every time I see them in a Studio Calico sale, I grab them because I like them so much. So I'm using another piece of paper from the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie 6x6 paper pad. So many numbers involved in this layout. And so I got those down, and these are Studio Calico die cuts, and they're black and gold, as you can see. And I really like to add a pop of gold to my layouts whenever possible. I just like the look of it, and so I use that to cover up in the photo. There was a gentleman in the background, and he wasn't part of the story that I wanted to tell here on this layout, so I wanted to use that. So that's something that you can do. You can use a die cut to cover things up that you don't want in your photos or people or whatever. And so I'm using adding this die cut that says "Every day is an adventure." This is a photo of my dad on the iPad. My mom has been working with him to use the iPad more. And so what I want to do is add this church bulletin as a piece of ephemera here in this 6x12 pocket. So I'm going to use one of these Tim Holtz metal spinners, I think they're called. And so you have the metal arrow, and then the brad goes in the center of the arrow to keep it adhered. And what I'm doing now is playing around with some of these acrylic alphas that I got from Michaels like 3 or 4 years ago maybe. I don't know if you guys remember when they had these acrylic alphas in different colors. And so I had these in my stash and just decided to pull those out and use them. And of course I'm using the Aleene's Tacky Glue that I picked up from Tuesday Morning. And as I said before, I like to use them or use the glue to adhere my wood veneers, and I really like to use it for these acrylic pieces as well. And it dries clear and it dries quick. That's what I like about it. So I did some journaling off camera to that 6x12 paper. And what I want to do is add the church bulletin so that it can, you can still see my journaling underneath, but you can still look at the church bulletin if you want to, like if you were looking through my album. So I was looking for a paper clip just to see if I wanted to use a paper clip. And then I decided that I wanted to use a brad to adhere it. And I thought about using that acrylic piece that says Sunday, but I wasn't really liking like the white acrylic piece on the white paper. So I thought about using that wood veneer that says Sunday. And so I move on and decide to add some washi tape at the bottom. And I think this washi tape, I'm not sure where it came from. It may have come from Hobby Lobby, or it may have come from Freckle Fawn. I'm not sure. But I like it because it has what resembles plus signs or crosses, but they're really kind of like stars or asterisks. But when you look at them from a distance, they kind of look like plus signs. And so I thought that was appropriate. So here I am going through some Studio Calico items, and I really like these 3x3 chipboard pieces, but they were too big. And these clips were like planner related, so those didn't work. So I decided to pull out these days of the week, and I used the Sunday and just stick that onto the piece of memorabilia or ephemera or whatever you want to call it. And I go through these die cuts, which came in the Studio Calico Documenter kit. And I'm going to put that hello die cut at the top. So this is how the layout is shaping up, and so I'm not going to add too much more to this. I am going to add one more die cut piece, and that one says Make Today Amazing. I'm just going to add it at the bottom, because I didn't think too much was needed on this layout. Sometimes I do like to add more things, but lately I've just been trying to keep things simple, especially when I'm trying to fill in areas of my Project Life album. So I'm just restamping that I ate this stamp, and I restamped it on the Studio Calico paper, and this is from the Print Shop collection. That's one of my favorite Studio Calico collections. So that's one tip for you if you have to restamp and you're not comfortable restamping on the photo. You can just stamp onto a piece of paper and cut it out and use it as a die cut. So I'm adding the brad here, and that will allow the church bulletin to swing out of the pocket. And basically these photos are about a weekend that I spent with my parents, and we went to church, and I wanted to just add the church bulletin as a piece of memorabilia. And I pulled out these Allie Edwards chipboard pieces, and I'm going to use that black and white one with the heart. I just thought that card needed something, or I needed something on top of the feathers just to make the whole 4x6 card pop. So and that pink one says this and this, so it's like it says love this and this. Just adding some journaling on this card that says the weekend. I'm just talking about how my mom is working with my dad with the iPad. And I'm using my Sharpie pen with the metal barrel, which I really like. And I'm adding this chipboard piece that says it is what it is. And I'm thinking I need something else to add to that card. So I pull out these Feed Your Craft Flair, and she makes excellent flair. Her name is Elise. And the majority of the flair that I have from her are like foodie related, but I did find this camera. It looks like an Instagram camera. So I just add that to that pocket. And so in the process, I end up tearing the top 4x6 pocket. And as you can see, that church bulletin can swing out of that pocket. So now, since I tore the top of the 4x6 pocket, which you didn't see me tear it, but I'm taking out my fuse tool, and this isn't a tutorial or anything. This is just a cutaway of showing you of me using the fuse. And I think this is like my third time using it, and pardon my hair and my head and all that. But I need more practice with it. I did manage to use it and seal up the pocket, and so it was good enough for what I needed to do. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.